each of these five reasons was a reason to ignore, overlook, or be willing to pay the costs of war and take this inefficient path. And so every I think solution we have to peace is something that attacks at least one of those five. It has to be the right one of those, and that because every conflict is different, right? I like to use a medical analogy where if you're a doctor and somebody shows up on your ward with all of these symptoms, it's actually there's any number of things that could be wrong with them. And so part of the path to peace is figuring out is having the right diagnosis. And every diagnosis is going to be different. It's probably going to be an interaction of some a whole bunch of different factors. And so that's true in most of the situations. So the starting path to peace is actually in each situation sort of thinking through these five logics and all of the subcategories. Like there's lots of these are just sort of ways to classify different reasons. But within that, sort of like disease, you can have lots of different viruses, and you can have lots of different sort of heart problems, and lots of different, So it's you're still never quite sure what's going on. But then in the book, I talk about how there's what a lot of the solutions to peace look is one is just making people more cognizant of the costs to the other side and internalizing those. So basically internalizing the externalities. So it's basically making us more interdependent. Economic intertwining, social intertwining, ideological intertwining is a way of actually making war more costly because we care about the other side's costs, which in the basic game we don't care about. It's about having really clear, predictable rules and consequences that by formal and informal institutions that actually punish people for being unchecked, for their ideological incentives, for their misperceptions, and that reduce uncertainty and help parties solve commitment problems and hold them towards a deal. And then I think it's about internal political organization and having more checks and balances, because not only does having more checks and balances mean you have fewer unchecked leaders, which was our first problem, but actually over centralized power is driving all five of these causes of war. And so a big part of, I think, the solution is checks and balances.